UK Supreme Court rules transformer women do not qualify as women under the anti-discrimination law. All right.
Hello.
This is interesting. All right. United Kingdom Supreme Court issued a landmark ruling stating that males who identify as women do not qualify as women under the country's anti-discrimination law, the 2010 Equality Act. The details. The court defined woman and sex based on biological attributes.
Come on.
I'm not going to lie. This is a rare W for the United Kingdom right now.
I have to agree. I have to give them their flowers.
It's a rare W. The ruling was in response to a legal challenge by feminist activist group For Women Scotland against a Scottish law that classified males who have undergone transgender procedures as women. The ruling still maintains the UK's discrimination protections for people who identify as straight. Okay. The ruling comes amid global debates around gender identity, rights, and discrimination. It is seen as a significant decision that could influence similar discussions in other countries. The ruling could also impact areas such as sports, where arguments about whether trans women should compete in women's categories have been heated. President Donald Trump also signed an executive order barring transformer athletes from women's sports in February. All right. National Review leans right. So by the way, this is allsides.com. This is where I usually go to get my my news from, allsides.com, because they'll give you the right side and they'll give you the left side and then they'll give you the centrist side. So it'll kind of give you both sides. The National Review referred to the ruling as a triumph for scientific reality. So they lean right? That's why they're saying this. Over the demands of left-wing activists. It also highlighted the unanimous decision in the support of British Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch. Meanwhile, The Guardian, left, focused on a disappointment of gender-critical activists and concerns raised about restrictions on access for transformer women to services and spaces reserved for women. It also highlighted calls for the UK's gender recognition laws to be rewritten. BBC Centre provided an analysis of the key takeaway from the ruling, discussing its implication for sports, the significance of gender recognition certificates, and potential next step for gender rights campaigners. The BBC article emphasized that while the ruling provides clarity on the law, its practical impact remains to be seen. So we don't even know how this is going to impact people practically.
BBC, the only real journalism in this.
Low key, huh?
Just telling you what happened.
Yeah. So these are the kind of the headlines from the left. So if you see on the left, legal definition of women is based on biological sex. UK Supreme Court rules. 5 key takeaways. This is centrist to BBC. UK Supreme Court rules males don't qualify as women under anti-discrimination law and landmark ruling. Common ground. 79% of U.S. adults think there is at least a little discrimination against people who are transgender.
Do you think there's discrimination against people that are transgender?
I think you got to define what discrimination is.
Yeah.
Right. What is discrimination? I don't know if I could point to like legal discrimination, but
definitely not legal. Yeah,
but I think if you're out in public and you're clearly a biological man trying to pass as a woman, I think people are looking at you weird. So the discrimination is the unfair treatment of people or groups based on their characteristics, such as race, gender, age, or disability. It can include exclusion, restriction, or preference.
Preference.
So some would say that if you are a man and you want to date a biological woman, that you are discriminatory towards trans.
That's awesome. That's so good. That's the definition of discrimination I've ever heard.
I would say that's a pretty incoherent definition of discrimination. But let's think through this a little bit.
Okay.
If someone has a disability and you're excluding them from certain activities, because it might take them a little longer to maneuver. It might take them, or you create spaces or venues or establishments that they can't enter.
What if they're discriminated by necessity?
Well, that would be
we're all gonna go play soccer. Sorry, paraplegic. We don't got a space for you.
Yeah, but you could still invite that person to come hang out.
He could be the goalie.
Stop, bro. You could still invite that person to hang out. That would be the non-discriminatory thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Is the paraplegic still gets invited to come hang out with us.
True.
Right? Now, again, if someone shows up and they are, like someone shows up to Blessed God Summit.
Okay.
Okay. There were people with disabilities at Blessed God Summit.
Yes.
There were people that were a bit needy at Blessed God Summit. I'm not sure if they had a disability, but they were needy. There and had someone showed up that was a biological man dressed as a woman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I would have still invited them to dinner just like I invited everybody else to dinner on that last night. There were people at our summit, and on the last day, we invited everybody to go to dinner.
Okay. Was your family there?
Yeah, my family was there. And there were people that were very clingy and wanted to talk to me the entire night.
Yeah.
There were people there that clearly had some mental health issues. There were people there that had disabilities, but I didn't exclude anybody. Everybody was invited. So if there was someone that was there that was clear, they're hanging out and they're clearly dressed as with Sarah said, sorry, that was me. If there were people there and they were clearly a transformer, I would have invited them the same. I would have not excluded them. If there was someone that was there that was clearly like flamboyant, oh, you're
Oh, that's fine.
right? Like I would have still invited them.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about the definition of discrimination, that would be a way to, I guess, to discriminate. But I think as a Christian, this might be a hot take. I want to go above and beyond to not make anyone feel excluded.
Yeah.
That is now maybe if they're coming over to have dinner with my family and I don't want to explain their gender identity, maybe that's a bit different. But if we're in a public space and everybody's coming around, that's a bit different. Like come around, kick it, let's all hang out, right? We've had homosexuals over for dinner quite a few times, but here's a catch though. Why are you laughing?
Because how you said it, and then I look over and Chris looks over like, what?
I wouldn't invite someone
saying,
that looks
I
like
had
that.
some homosexuals in my house. Sounds like it's so formal way to address about gay people.
No, I don't understand. This
had some homosexuals.
is the catch. This is the kicker though.
Okay.
I've never had homosexuals over at my house that wanted to kiss each other and be like affectionate in front of my kids. There's always been a level of respect.
Yeah.
You're welcome at my table. I love you, but you know what we're on. And you pull up in here and trying to kiss your girlfriend or trying to, nah. And I didn't even have to have that conversation. Just went without saying. I rather control the environment in which my kids get these things exposed to them.
Said Zach has a PhD in LGTV.
It's a fact. It's a fact. You do.
Woo! That's great.
But we've had gay men over at my house before. Before I knew they were out, we've had gay men over. So I don't think it's that big of a deal
Me neither.
to have relationships with people that oppose your worldview. I actually think it's healthy.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Someone will clip this and make it seem like I'm some crazy liberal for saying I've had gay people over at my house.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't have people at my house that I don't like. If you're cool, come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, my table is not the ministry position though.
Your table is not the ministry position though.
No, like it's not an outreach. It's not a.
I'm talking like Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, okay.
Bunch of folks coming over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big house full of people. I'm not going to be like, oh, they can't come over. Like that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's
no,
whack.
totally.
That's
That's super. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm getting at. So like if someone is a part of your community or extended community, and they're from that, therefore they're dealing with that. And by the way, another thing is like
I'm saying I'm inviting people based off of outreach to the LGBT community. But if
it's not that contrived.
it's not exactly.
It's not that
like you're
contrived.
just a person.
It's not evangelism night.
Exactly.
It's not. We're not trying to trick you into giving you a gospel position.
Totally. But
You're
it's
in my
also
extended circle of people. I love you just as you are, and you're welcome to my house, and I'm excited to see you.
But it's not about you being gay either.
Yeah, it's not about.
It's not like, oh, we invited gay. We had gay night at our house.
I don't know. If
where
that's
we
how it
shared the
came
Bible
off.
with gay nights.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how it came
Yeah.
off.
No, not at all. But I'm saying, yeah. No, I think you're good.
All the boomers are prejudiced, not the millennials. At least not all of them. Yeah, maybe it is a generational thing.
I'm a boomer.
Zach's a boomer at heart. Yo, that's funny. Zach's a boomer at heart, guys. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please be sure to comment below and subscribe and all that good stuff. And check out this other video that YouTube seems to be recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.